Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Airsoft Al, and I want to kind of steer away from Airsoft for a second and kind of talk about a series that I personally love, and I know that you like also, be it dub or sub, Psycho-Pass. And with the recent movie that came out with after the 2 seasons, and of course them talking about a 3rd season, this is what I would love to see, because the movie showed us a war in this world. Well, not a full-blown war, more like an insurgent war, kind of like what we have in the Middle East, kind of like what we had with America in the Middle East. This is more or less an insurgent warfare, not a atypical war. What I would love to see is an atypical war. I would love to see what's going on in Japan get leaked out to the rest of the world. What Japan is doing to its citizens. Because we know in the 2nd season as well as the movie, one of the dogs escaped from their captors. Escaped from Japan. I would not be surprised if the creators actually took that route and said he ran away to Geneva or even Switzerland and basically exposed what was going on in Japan. And talking about everything and the person they can go to confirm the information that he's talking about. At which point I would love to see this kind of conflict, because war is not a moral thing. And if you looked at Japan, they literally lock up people who are mentally different from everyone else. So that alone would be the spark for a conflict, or at least an intervention from a human rights organization. Even the Red Cross would be up their ass. But the biggest one that I think I would love to see is how would the detectives, how would these cops, how would the handlers and the dogs actually deal with a real war? A war of invasion where either the United States or even the United Nations would invade Japan. I would love to see that, because that is one of those things of, that's where a real character comes out. That's where a real drama kind of boils over, because instead of fighting criminals, you're now fighting soldiers of foreign nationality on your homeland, at which point you have not been trained for. You're not trained to be a soldier. You are trained to be a cop and a detective. And I would love to see that. I would love to see how the characters would adapt to this type of situation. I would love to see how Japan's all-drone military, and yes, if you paid attention close enough, you would see that Japan has no manned forces. 0 manned ground troops. They're all drones, which means they would get hit by an EMP and just boom, there goes the whole military. There goes all their armed forces. Which means they would probably have to fight an insurgent warfare, or at least something of that nature. Hell, I could see the United States in this world hearing about this technology that would scan brains, and they'd be like, gotta invade Japan, we gotta get that shit, we gotta get that shit to scan for terrorists. I could see the United Nations seeing this as a humanitarian crisis, and basically breaking so many of Geneva's laws of human rights, because because if you actually paid attention, the people they have locked up in those prisons gas them. Those are basically gas chambers. That's what they are. And the sheer oh my god, literally a college course could be done on this series for the way the society is drawn out for us. But again, that's just me. But I want to know what you guys think. Would you like to see a war in Psycho-Pass? How do you think a society where they have virtually eliminated all crime with an all-drone military force actually handle an invasion? And in my opinion, Psycho-Pass, I cannot wait for Season 3 of Psycho-Pass, because the way they did it in the movie hints that we might actually get a war on Japan's soil. We might actually get international intervention. And we may get defectors. Who knows? But as always, guys, I've been Airsoft Al, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until next time.